Hey everyone, I am back with some more real talk. And this is just going to be me kind of off the cuff, but also with some actual solutions if you're going through anything like this. And even if you're not, you can use it as tools for the future. If you ever unfortunately go through such a tough situation as I've been going through. And I basically want to talk about when your nervous system won't let you work, and what like crisis does to your brain as an ADHD brain or a neurodivergent brain. So, I mean, I sat down to work. I had the time, I had the ideas. I actually have my booklet over here, of all my like to-do lists that I was so excited actually a couple days ago about, until another just this situation I've been dealing with this. I'm just going to put it out there. I've been dealing with a hacker and a stalker, for the last month, and this individual has that I didn't even. By the way, I just want to like throw this out there for this is just off the cuff for people. Be careful online nowadays. People are losing their minds. They're just not. They're just there's something going on in the world. I mean, we don't know there's things going on in the world, obviously with war and with all these things happening and people just becoming so cold. But people are also just there's a height of narcissism nowadays that just is this entitlement that certain people are just entitled to you and your time and your energy, and and then if they don't get what they want, they like go crazy and do crazy things. Because I didn't even meet this individual in person. Uh, but this person stole personal information, committed identity theft, contacted my family. Anyway, it's I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But the point is, that's what I've been dealing with in the last month, and it's completely caused me to not be able to focus on my business and just be very stressed. And every time I think I'm making headway, there's just more that comes up. So, you know, I've been doing this long enough, though, to know the difference between resistance and a shutdown, and this was an absolute shutdown. So I just want to talk about, like I said, if you've ever been through anything hard. I'm just checking my microphone's still on. And I mean like really hard like this, right? It's not just about a week, but it's something, that's just blasted your life away, basically, and yet you're trying to still run a business through it. I'm just going to talk about what's actually happening in your brain, because this is something that helped me, and also like revisiting trauma and understanding, especially with our brains, how stress is so different for us, and trauma is so different for us. So it's not a weakness, it's wiring. And you just need to hear this before we go any further. So we already run on a different operating system, than that's typical for most people. And we're very dopamine driven, right? We're wired for novelty. We feel everything louder, It's not really a bug. It's not like a bad thing. Sorry, my nose has been itching, allergies. But that's what makes us creative, It makes us intuitive and entrepreneurial. And what nobody tells you, though, is like when you're in crisis, like I've been in, like real crisis, because this individual is dangerous. You know, your brain doesn't just slow down; it like reroutes. Okay. So basically, your executive function, the part responsible for planning, starting, following through, going offline first, that's exactly the part that you need to run a business. And so if you're sitting there with a full to-do list, every intention to get things done, and your brain is basically running emergency protocols like it's been doing with me, it's not ignoring your business. It's just decided that survival is the top priority right now. So everything else goes out the door. And I've been just trying to see, like, how do I accept this and move forward, even if something else happens, because that's probably gonna, be the case with this situation. But your nervous system can't tell the difference between a tiger and a tax deadline, right? But I was making a joke to a friend of mine, but I'm like, taxes actually, even though normally very stressful for me, are like nothing compared to what I'm going through right now, you know? Um, so they can't, your brain can't differentiate between like a threat and a business problem. So dysregulation doesn't like ask permission, it just takes over your brain. So it's not like you have a character flaw, it's just your nervous system doing exactly what it was built to do. So this is what crisis actually does to your creative brain. And I want to talk about like what's happening neurologically, because when I understood this as of recent, I just kind of paused and stopped instead of just kept trying to push through. You know what I mean? When you're in crisis, or even if you've been in crisis, your body hasn't caught up yet. Okay. So your amygdala runs the show. So that's like your threat detection center. And when it's activated, creativity, innovation, strategic thinking, like that's out the freaking window. So because they don't even have access to the same bandwidth, literally. So your brain doesn't even prioritize them when it thinks you're in danger. So it's just literally like done, gone right now. So your dopamine actually goes dark. And so ADHD brains are already sensitive to dopamine fluctuations. Stress tanks it further, and dopamine is what drives motivation. So these are like your idea flows, you know, the feeling of excitement when you think about your business. When it's depleted, everything goes flat. So even the things you absolutely love, that's what, again, this is what I've been doing with, I love cake. I love designing cakes. I'm a creative, and I love drawing stuff on paper and bringing it to life. And that's just been this last month. It's just been gone. It's just been gone. So basically your working memory just wipes out. The beautiful, chaotic, brilliant mind of yours, it needs cognitive resources to run. So crisis eats those resources. Like it's like a Pac-Man, you know. Ideas that used to flow, I mean, they're still in there. You just can't access them the way you normally did. So I want to talk about fight or flight and like the freeze response. The freeze is very real. It's underdiagnosed in entrepreneurs, you know, staring at a blank screen, and like you have this like motor going on in your head, like, but you have all this stuff like right in front of you. Like I said, I have my list over here right in front of me, but I couldn't like, I just couldn't even deal with it. You're unable to begin, you know, you feeling like a fraud because you can't do the thing that you're literally built to do, right? That maybe you've been doing it because maybe you've had this business for a long time. So that's not procrastination. It's a nervous system response. And I had to see, you know, like I said, I've had this thing going on, and I knew what I needed to do. I had the ideas. I even had the time. That's what's crazy is it used to be I didn't have the time because I had a full-time corporate job, and I had, you know, my cake business, and I would always make the excuse, well, I don't have the time to do my coaching stuff, right? And to create my digital products. Now I have the time. Okay. But I couldn't make myself do any of it. And I just kept asking myself, like, what's wrong with me? And nothing was wrong. Nothing is wrong with me. It's that my brain is in survival mode, has been in survival mode. And I'm just saying this because yours might be too. So why do we get hit harder? Okay. Neurotypical entrepreneurs struggle in crisis, but ADHD entrepreneurs get leveled. All right. And that causes a lot of shame on top of the crisis. For at least for me, it has. And it's your own like special kind of cruel, because, you know, oh gosh, I'm just going to be really like transparent right now. This last month has been like the biggest month from hell of my entire life. Like I said, I think I mentioned it in my last video, but had things actually physically stolen. I've had the hacker stalker situation. I had a friendship that there's been a misunderstanding. And it's just, because I was going through that stress, and because of my ADHD, reacted in this friendship, and this person, like, there was a misunderstanding about my emotional state at the time because of like the support I needed. So then I had to learn, like, I need to support myself. And I have to basically, I still have wonderful friends, but I'm just saying this was a very important friendship of 17 years. And, it's too bad, because I guess what I'm trying to say is the ADHD, my ADHD, I talk about the regulation every day. This is what my channel is about and everything like that, and about, neurodivergence, but it can get the best of you. Like, if you actually don't like learn to process things also. I had a very big, humongous letdown in this last month on top of everything else going on, personal letdown. And, it's just killed my creativity, because our identity is tied to creativity and our output, our ability to think differently as we, like, move along. So when that goes offline, even temporarily, it can feel like we're gone, you know? Um, and the comparison trap hits harder when you're already dysregulated. So you can get on social media and see everyone else seemingly thriving. And again, I'm at the point where I know social media is just fake. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, I still post on social media, but I'm actually debating just getting off. But you think, like, okay, why can't I just pull it together? Like, look at this person, right? You didn't build your business in spite of your ADHD brain. You built it because of it. And so, which means, like, when your brain goes offline, even temporarily, it hits different than it would for somebody else. Okay. And so you got to give yourself grace. It's not a weakness. It's just how deeply your identity and your output are connected is the best way I can put it. So, but that connection is a gift, even when it doesn't feel like it. Okay, so these are things you can do today that I've had to do. I'm not going to like leave you here with the hard part without something to like hold on to and actually a solution. These are just 3 things. They're simple things that can actually help your nervous system when it won't cooperate. One, you want to try to regulate before you try to work. So your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, like I've talked about, is not available when you're dysregulated. So trying to think your way into productivity is just not going to work. You have to regulate first. So movement, breath work, cold water on your face. As much as I hate that, I try to do that more now. That works, by the way. I was having a horrible moment of trauma, and I just couldn't even get control of myself. And I basically I splashed myself with cold water, and I also iced my neck, the back of my neck where the brown fat is and stuff like that. And it worked. It brought my stress levels down. So tried and true. A song that shifts your state. I know, like, for me, music is tied to memories of people specifically. A lot of music and or places, you know what I'm saying? So there's a couple places that like my happy place, my hometown. There was a time when I was in the military and I had an amazing time, traveling all over the world, and before 9/11. But yeah, I try to put that stuff on, like things that remind me of happy states, right? So you can just pick one thing. You do it before you open your laptop, though. And the goal isn't like calm. It's just enough regulation to what's the word I'm looking for? To be able to access, I can't talk, your brain again. Okay. So number 2, you want to kind of shrink down the container. So not a to-do list, like one thing. What is the one thing that could make you feel like a win today? For example, yesterday, I've been having some problems with my product. When people are checking out, if they buy my entire funnel, they weren't getting the hypnosis downloads and the ChatGPT prompts for some reason. And so I was like, okay, I have to fix this today. And I was dreading it because I was just basically, when people would order and they'd be like, I didn't get this, I just send them it, but like my orders are picking up now, and I don't want to have to do that every single time manually. So I was like, okay, I need to get this fixed. I need to contact Thrivecart because I've tried myself and it's not working. So that was a win for me, and that actually boosted my dopamine so much. Just that. And like, actually, they didn't even fully fix it. I still have to go back in and do something else. But the point was, they sent me like a video, how-to video, exactly step by step. And so anyway, I'm going to get it fully fixed. But my point is, that was like a huge thing for me because it had been sitting kind of like for weeks. Like, I need to do this, I need to do this, but I didn't want to. And when I did it, it made me feel so much better. So, just focus on one thing today, not things like far off in the future. Define productive differently during these hard seasons. But the bottom line is, one done task beats like perfect. You're never going to be perfect. We know this, but like, you got to really like just do the thing, the simple thing. Okay. Right now. And you just want to start. Okay. So number 3 is protect your inputs. So what you consume during crisis matters more than usual. Your nervous system's already overwhelmed. It's, doom scrolling, comparison content, high stimulation media, shorts. Oh my God. Like I just think shorts are the devil at this point. I have some shorts on my YouTube channel, but I don't want to be a hypocrite. I think I'm going to remove them, even though they get a lot of views. Short form content's like the worst thing ever. Like, period. I've been learning about this brain stuff from some channel. It's terrible. So this is gonna all keep you dysregulated. So you want to curate like aggressively. So not forever, but just for right now. So protect the signal. So I'm not gonna stand here and like tell you I've figured this out, because I haven't. Okay, I haven't. I'm in it with you, and I hope this situation is resolved for me like soon. But I'm in it with you. So your brain's not broken though. It's just responding, and it's doing exactly what it was designed to do when the world is so crazy, loud, and unsafe, But I guess my point today is, don't fight it. I'm going to be creating like a mini course, because maybe this is why this happened to me. Like, I believe everything happens for a reason. I really do. But I just want to make sure like I never have to like go through this again. Like, because this has been probably one of the most stressful things I've ever dealt with in my life. And yeah, and I'm going to create like a mini course for this and how I got through it, because I'm still getting through it. So I don't feel like I have the right to do it yet. But if you stop treating dysregulation like a personal failure, and you start to treat it like information, that's when you can actually start to come back. Okay. So yeah, it's not laziness or weakness. You're not behind, and I have to tell myself that. Okay. But you are an entrepreneur that has ADHD or is neurodivergent, and you're navigating a hard season in your life, hopefully not as hard as mine, or moment, right? Not really season. And your brain just feels more deeply, okay? And that's your brain. But your creativity will come back, I promise. You just have to get regulated. So that's it. That's all I had today. It's nothing, again, not selling you anything. That's what I've been going through. And so I hope that was helpful to everybody. And if you want to drop a comment, I hate to say like and subscribe, if you find this content helpful to you. I hope to deliver more things, but I'm just trying to be more transparent and real. But also my goal is, like I said, my real true goal is to help entrepreneurs who are ADHD or, neurodivergent launch their business or offer in 60 days or less. And so that is my signature program, which is Pause, Regulate, and Launch. And that is in my, my bio, and I can drop it down here. But other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.